Now, like I said, we're not just going to focus on the Killeen area, so we're going to touch on Belton because Belton is a very popular city as well, and it's one I would consider alone for its school district. I have a lot of clients that come and want Belton specifically because it does have the higher ranking school district. Now, I always like to let people know it may be higher ranking than Killeen. However, it has a lot less schools, so just the data points on that. Every school is always dependent upon the administration, but in general, it does have a higher ranking, and so it does draw in a lot of people for that factor alone. But with Three Creeks, I think it's a really neat community because it sits a little bit off the beaten path, but it's literally like a minute drive to the highway. So if you work in the Temple Belton area, that's an excellent choice, especially if you work for the VA in Temple or Baylor Scott and White. Temple is very much a medical hub, so if you have employment there, it may be a community that you want to consider. If you're an outdoors person, I think it's a great community for that as well, so that kind of captures back to that lifestyle. Within the Three Creeks community, you do have a few builders. They are going to be they have some entry level, but they definitely have some second tier homes as well, or maybe retirement homes as well. The lot sizes themselves kind of vary depending really on the builder and just really the lots specifically, but they definitely have some homes that start to touch well into the 3s and 400s. They might even have in the 500s, but definitely 3s and 4s pretty easily, maybe some high 2s with one particular builder. But if you are a nature person, it's very close to Stillhouse Hollow Lake. So if you need to go fishing or you just like to hike the trail, I think it's a great option for that. Within the community itself, you also have the option to enjoy the pavilion that's there. I think there's a rentable pavilion. And then they also have walking trails, and then it is really nice because there's like a little creek that runs through it with the volleyball court. So if that's more so your lifestyle, your family, or you have your pet or whatever, or you yourself really love to kind of just take in nature, I think that's a really nice spot. And they have some nice green belt lots there too. I had a listing last year that had a gorgeous green belt in the back, so there were no neighbors, it was just greenery, and so it was really, really peaceful. And so I think it's a really unique community for that aspect, in addition to it is still easy access to the highway, whether you need to get to Fort Hood or if you need to go the opposite direction to the medical side in Temple or UMHB. UMHB is located in Belton and is a private Christian university, and so they do bring in a lot of employment too. So there's a lot of little caveats within each community and the lifestyle that it can bring.